And I guess, again, I'll pass the mic over to Mr. McCarthy to run the final part of this meeting here.
I don't know if anyone had any further discussion regarding the plan. We went through it at the committee and.
Can you just recap what the recommendation was on the heights portions instead of staying from that? Just real quick.
Option 3. You still have it, Brody?
Yeah. I just wanted on the record that I'm part of to say what the recommendation was.
Well, if you're abstaining from voting, you have to abstain from discussion.
Well, I'm not going to discuss. I just want to know what the outcome, because
Because now it's into this plan.
You can be a citizen and know what the decision is.
Yeah.
There, option 3.
Option 3, but there's one caveat. There's one parcel where that jagged line is that is being included in that.
Okay, that Taco Bell parking lot?
Yeah.
Okay. And then just real quick for the legislation portion of this, I don't know how it works with me abstaining from a portion of this, Kate. Whether like I can vote on the final plan, because I would like to be a part of the final vote, but it noted that I abstained from the recommendation as to that part. I don't know what the proper procedure would be there.
I don't know either.
If you are abstaining from part of the plan, my legal recommendation is that you abstain from voting for any of the plan. However, the decision to send Plan 3 through as the recommendation removes the conflict that you previously had, because it recommends that all of the property east of the jagged line be zoned residential. So if what happens is this goes through as just accept all of the land use plan or none of the land use plan, I would say that you could now vote on the land.
Okay. All right, that was my thought as well, but just wanted to get that cleared up.
Mark or Brody, do you have anything further you want to add about the plan? Brody's not here.
No, not outside of just the general discussion we had in the land use plan. I think the little bit of discussion that we had, it was pretty direct.
There's no changes from the original one, I don't think.
No.
Anything else?
I would make a joke about Perry's Landing, but I won't.
No.
Just
I want to see Perry's Landing
to
go.
clarify some of those other focus areas that we had on here, is these are like Perry's Landing, or was it 3rd Street or Country Charms?
And there's 6th Street too.
I meant 6th Street, I'm sorry, I said 3rd. I was thinking the American Steel, for some reason I said 3rd. Don't ask why, my mind's all over the place. But with those are an idea that doesn't necessarily mean we need to go for it, but we can take elements of that if we want to see something like where Perry's Landing is in a park, and let's say a different property becomes available, we can turn that into that as well. It doesn't mean it needs to be static and right there.
Right.
So.
But they are recommending a green space in the uptown area.
Correct.
So
That's what I just want to, because I know a lot of times some people focus on the idea and not knowing that this is not where it needs to be, but it's where these are things that should be in those areas.
Absolutely.
So, and the only other thing that I wanted to clarify as well when I was looking through the maps is the southeast portion all recommended to be park.
What map are you, what page?
I'm trying to get it back. I got way off all my pages.
For those of us who are old fashioned, have the hard copy.
I'll just look at
I think it was page 21, but no, it's not. It wasn't 21. Sorry, it was just up above that. Page 19. Is that park? I can't really tell from the colors. Is that park or is that single family?
Where are you looking?
19?
southeast.
In the southeast corner by 5 Point and Roachton.
Where it
This
has
is
the
the existing
MP?
zone.
That's just the service. That's just.
Oh, that's just the
surface areas.
Yeah, okay.
It's PT. It says Perrysburg Township.
Yeah, that's
And
not
it's just
there.
our water service area.
because the way they had some of that on there made it look like, it was parks. Let me get to the right one then. So many maps here.
Are you looking at the
Yeah, aren't
future
parks-
land use map?
No, I'm not looking at that one. Let me see that one.
Park is,
I have to look at, see if it says.
I can't keep my numbers straight in what page I'm on.
I see that color, yeah, it's close, that green color is very close.
So that's conversation
more
rule. Yeah. Okay.
Oh, that's what.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's not park, okay. I don't know where I was seeing that, but, and I do see that they,
I did see something on there that had, I thought I had the parks and the map and the overlay of the bike paths. Was that what you're talking about?
no, it's page 45.
Page 45.
You're on page 45 now?
Yeah, it's page 45. So that is a conservation rule, I think if I'm looking at that right. Yes.
Yeah, conservation rule.
So still just, it's not really a development area, but something that
this.
should have
Yeah.
some space spread out.
And that is our water and sewer district.
That's correct.
Right, okay.
That's the study right
Yeah. It's kind of interesting. I mean, reading through all that, from what I recall, it's a pretty large space to keep that way, but that's what they're recommending at this point. No future commercial use along 199 or anything, but keeping it more residential.
Not even that.
It would be pretty spread out residential, but
I mean, conservation rural.
I understand keeping some of the green space, but I wonder how that large portion of that for future use.
Because of, probably because of the, it's east of 75, we got that 100-year,
It's not something that's going to happen anytime soon, but if someone wanted to annex, we
they
can accept
could,
it.
but
Yeah.
we can't go, you know, potentially,
We just can't force it.
right, yeah, or go,
The
or at,
utilities.
or at, yeah. So
And-
that would be totally on them, so why would you?
In the St. Clair Commons, is that considered conservation rule as well?
Yeah, 5.25
It's part of the carve
right
out.
there.
there. Where's the?
City of Perrysburg, run- oh, I see what you're saying there, yeah.
Part of the suburban corridor, yeah.
It's hard to read that color.
It's labeled, yeah. But it is this, that's that right, that rectangle right
There.
there.
Where?
How do you see that, Brody?
Perfect.
Yeah, right there.
Because I'm wondering if that might
That's
be
where St.
something we
Clair
might want to
Commons
look
is.
at.
Where's that there?
With that pink, or is it in the village?
It's in the
Is it
pink.
village?
institutional.
It's not in the pink, because I can see it.
Commercial mixed use?
If you look closely at the map, you can see it in there, but I'm wondering if we should stand the.
That's the
Pink up
St.
there.
John 23rd.
That's in front of it on
Grounds.
25, but behind it is St. Clair Commons.
Yeah.
So you're saying St. Clair Commons is in that green rectangle?
Yeah.
Not the pink one?
Correct.
Or
I
the
don't think it's
magenta
that
one?
far down.
Yeah, I don't, why is that squared off? You're right, because that is city property. That's a city boundary. Does the city boundary stop at St. Clair Commons, or does it go into Volan's farm there?
Stops.
Stops at St. Clair, so yeah, that should probably be,
Commercial mixed use.
Is that the village?
no, institutional.
We don't have an institution.
I think commercial mixed use, I think that would
Oh.
fit with a nursing
Oh,
home.
we do.
We do have institutional, but I don't,
They're talking because that part of
But a nursing home goes with, what goes with our commercial mixed use,
St. Clair's, it's green. They're saying it should be different.
same as the church.
Well, this is,
What should it be
it
classified?
was talked about.
Right. You want to say that out loud for everyone? You said that's prescribed usage rather than what it is now. But
Yeah, I mean, if you do a land use map and you just inventory existing uses, then you might as well not do a land use.
That's true.
So,
is there a reason why we wouldn't want to keep the 25 corridor moving all the way to the south of that boundary as well on 25? So where it just kind of abruptly ends?
This
There,
is-
you see
you're
Kingston.
talking about the magenta color?
Yeah, so right there for the, it ends and then turns back into conservation rural, I can't get that word out today, I don't know what's going on.
Conservation rural.
So it's a suburban corridor, should we move that all the way down to the bottom,
That's not.
along the same line?
Well, I mean, this is
It's up
this is
here.
the work of a consultant that I can't necessarily weigh in on, but at a certain
That's
point,
convenient.
totality of conservation exists, and maybe they're saying of the city of Perrysburg entity, that's how to appropriately terminate our southern boundary. You know, almost like a conservation greenway belt. That's how some communities do things.
Okay.
Almost like an anti-growth belt around certain things.
'Cause I thought that the county plan, and this is just, you guys can correct me if this, was to eventually have, am I correct in having Bowling Green and Perrysburg eventually connect at some point down there with commercial use along that, or?
I mean, that's certainly one philosophy of maintaining all the corridors, but, you know, as you drive, I mean, especially, rural Ohio is different than East Coast, West Coast sort of thing. In Ohio, you drive into a city and you drive out of a city, and you travel through farmland and agricultural areas, and you drive into the next city and out of the next one. And that may be their interpretation of how we should exit our southern boundary, but that doesn't mean that we have to do that. We can always ask for the land use. I mean, at the end of the day, this is the product that we've asked for. We've asked for an outside expert's opinion on how we should develop based on feedback, statistics, all those things thrown in. But you all have to feel comfortable with what it is. And I've said many times, there's not one right answer, to a land use plan. That the right answer is what the community wants. So, for example, on this small issue, if you say, we believe in appropriately extending our corridor, our employment corridor, or economic corridor down to the southern boundaries in anticipation of connecting with Bowling Green or focusing it in that area, we can ask for that change. It's not a problem.
Any thoughts on that, or just want to leave it as is for right now?
Yeah, I think there's some discussion too, where they evaluate how much inventory you need for projected future commercial or residential growth. So that may have been why they clipped it off here.
Okay.
So
They were very aware of our corridor, our existing zoning map and all of that. So part of this feels almost intentional to me, but I can't speak as to why that is. I didn't do the heavy lifting on it. I was the right hand on providing them the documentation that they needed.
Yeah, but particularly with the footnote, general land use areas should be maintained, but exact boundaries may shift depending on future growth and development considerations. So
Okay.
I think we can figure out where the line should be drawn to capture John the 23rd and St. Clair Commons.
That's something I shouldn't worry about them for right now.
Yeah, I mean,
Get lost in the weeds like I usually do.
but it seemed to me that there was additional land in the city, even behind St. Clair. I have a hazy recollection of that. It's done, we're taking work. Yeah.
So where's my copy?
It took 2 copies because someone at our office stole the first one of our property owners. No, I can see that. Oh, am I still chairing
I'm
this
still
thing?
letting you chair it.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Oh, what's next,
If
boss?
there nothing further, I'm not hearing anything. All right, move to adjourn.
Wait, don't,
Hold on.
are you voting the entire land use plan from this committee to city council?
We can't make decisions.
You can make a recommendation to move.
Okay, we
Land use plan.
move to recommend the balance of the plan as is.
Balance of the plan as is.
All right, nothing.
Meaning,
I'm not objecting to it.
All right?
No objections.
Any dissenters? Nope. Now it's 6-0.
Yes.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
All right.
So, motion to adjourn.
second.